All right. Hola. Hello, 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 hello. Incredible greetings. All right, so let's find this live video. Okay, at least it didn't do only me. Edit the audience, public, and let's share it out. Okay, let's come over here and put that on the screen while I share this out. Hello over on TikTok. Double tap the screen as you come in. Drop your city, state, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Hola, hola, hola. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome into the room. Incredible greetings. We are just sharing out right now. If you are watching the playback of this, just have to bear with me one moment. This is not a pre-recorded video. Therefore, the content doesn't just start because this is not a pre-recorded video. We are live, so we have to share it out. We have to get people in the room so that we're not talking to ourselves, okay? So if you are watching the playback of this, just be patient with me as I share it out, get a little engagement, find out who's watching. If you're watching the playback of this, engage in the comments, comment in real time, answer those same questions, where are you watching from? Well, just say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, let us know what you do in the creative space. All right. If you are someone that does sublimation, paper crafting, party favors, vinyl, where you do t-shirts or customized apparel. If you are, I've seen a big uptick in foam board creations for, I'm not gonna say some of the weirdest things, but people are creating. I just saw in a group, which I mean they're nice, but I didn't understand why make a gable box out of foam board when they sell gable boxes. But hey, I love foam board regardless, so I'm here for it. I wouldn't probably do it, but I'm here for all things foam board because I love foam board. So all right, we are all shared out. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Incredible greetings. Good evening. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you guys for jumping on. Hello, hello. You asked me a question over on TikTok. I saw that, and now what was the question that and I can't even look at it. But I think you asked a question. I think maybe you were asking about the Canon printer. Was it my Canon TC20 you were asking about? Sublimation and many other crafts. For the many other crafts that you do, are you someone that is trying to monetize all of this and create some sort of business or side hustle for it? Or do you just do these things for your own personal use? Hello. Let's see who said hello. If I saw someone, Christine. Hello. How are you? Welcome. Watching from Texas. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for commenting. Watching from Ohio. Rhinestone Beauty. Thank you so much. To everyone that is on right now. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. All right. If I missed anyone, my bad. Thank you for sharing the live. Make sure that you guys double tap the screen, give the video a like, follow if you're not following, subscribe if you're not subscribing, follow over on Facebook, leave a comment. I think that's about it. Okay. Hey, welcome. She says, yes, all the are you wanting to know about all the different printers that I use? I'm always asking you about printing. Well, do you have a specific question about the printer? So let me introduce myself real quick and we will get started. This light is bright in my eyes. Hold on. Jesus, that thing is bright. I have a big old ring light on. And let me raise my chair. Okay. All right. So if you are new here, this is your first time. Oh, I used to do that a lot and I haven't been doing that lately. Probably because the algorithm hasn't really been algorithming and we don't always get a lot of newcomers unless you guys share. Like if you guys share, we can probably get 10 new viewers in here for every single share. You guys know that you can share it and then you can delete it from your page afterwards. It doesn't have to stay up there, but it does help. If you love the professor, if you want to support me, like if you cannot purchase a class, if you are not in a position, maybe you got a bunch of somebody else's paper, you can't buy our sublimation paper, how you can say thank you for all of the amazing and helpful information I drop is simply hit the share button. That's all I ask. You don't have to leave it up forever. You know, after the live broadcast, you can go and you can delete it if you want to delete it from your page. But we would like to see some more shares. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the comments, but the algorithm don't know that, hey, this is information that people need. Like they don't know I exist unless you guys are sharing. So the same way we share funny memes and funny videos, let's share out some things that's going to help some people reach their goals. Though, you know, there's money for everybody. So we can't say there's money for everyone, but then we don't want them to learn the good stuff. Like let them learn from everybody else. I want to keep the professor to myself. You know, go ahead, share it out. And then of course you can always lead it. But while we're live, if we can get as many shares as possible, I would greatly appreciate it. That's all I'm asking. I come on here and give freely. I don't ask, you know, people ask for the cash app. Some people send cash apps. Is, you know, that's also appreciated. But the only thing that I ask is engagement and help me help my algorithm out, help me reach more people so that I can continue to do this. And you can do that by sharing, tagging a friend, leaving a comment, making sure that you give the video a like, follow, and all the good things. Okay. So I am Shakia LaBelle. I go also known as Shakia the Professor or just Professor or the Professor. I have been teaching all things creative for about 10 years, so a whole decade. I have been sharing the knowledge that I have gained over the past 26 years. Everything from graphic designing, all things printers. I am an enthusiast of printers. All types of printers I absolutely geek out over. I do a lot of research on them, even printers that I don't have in my possession. I do a lot of research on them and just know a lot of information, like just storing that away for future purchases. I don't research printers and all those things like right when I want to purchase them. I look at what their uses could be and I just hyper focus on. I just do a lot of research on it. So I love all things printers. Of course, you guys know that I am your resident Silhouette Studio, Silhouette Cameo Guru. I have 6 of them, looking to add I now have 7 of them because I added a 4 that's in the box. It's just a backup. I will be adding the 5 at some point here. So it'll take me up to 8. I love all things Cameo. I was a Cricut girl once before when there was cartridges. And then I got into Silhouette Studio Silhouette Cameos because of the print and cut feature. Like that was the selling point for me, was print and cuts, because I did a lot of, I guess you would say, print and cuts. I used to print and hand cut for parties and things like that because I was an event planner and decorator. So I used to hand cut a lot of stuff. So the Cameo fit my needs to be able to do larger print and cuts. I've set up print and cuts in Silhouette Studio to go as large as 42, 48 inches tall and wide by cutting them in strategic places. So that's my favorite thing to do. But Silhouette Studio is an amazing program. I've been teaching how to use it as a standalone program for 10 years now. I am an Adobe user. I like Photoshop. I like Illustrator. I love Photoshop. I've used CorelDRAW. So I've used the professional grade programs for 26 years. When I came across Silhouette Studio nearly almost 12 years now ago, I fell in love with just the way the system, and this was way back when. And there's been some improvements over the years, but I saw the potential and just how great this program was. All those years ago when it was my CD was version 1.9. We are now on version 4.5. And I believe if what they said at the summit, they might be about to do like a version 5. If what I read correctly, like and understood, they're gonna like update it some again and make it version 5. But I've had it since version 1.9. So had it for a really long time. And even then, I actually prefer the older version. I think they got it right in version 3. And it's gone a little downhill since then, since version 3. I think they really, really had it. It was on point for version 3. So it's always like some ins out. So I answer all questions related to Silhouette Studio, the Cameo machines, what you can do with them, troubleshooting them, all things printers, business, just all the things, because I have been successful at this for many, 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 many years. Like I said, I just like coming on here. I love this part more than me making shirts. We just made a Sublimation shirt on live today. You can see some of I do cutouts and things like that for parties. I know y'all can't see it. Hold on, let me make it so see. Y'all see that? I make large cutouts, foam board creations, a little bit of everything. Y'all see my heat press there. I have a Hotronix over here. I actually have 3 heat presses, 2 Hotronix and an auto press. So if you have questions about heat presses, things like that, no problem. The only thing that I will say that I no longer provide is exact brand names for papers, because I test out a lot. Like you can't really test out a heat press, and because that's a big purchase. So big purchases, I'll share those. But a lot of those little things, I just spent almost $400 on different papers testing them out. So paper is the only thing that I do not provide actual brands for. I can tell you but I use a glossy paper, a matte paper, preference and things like that. But as far as brands, can't answer that one for you. You have to be in one of our classes that focuses on those things, or in our creative lounge to find out that information. But all of the questions, I'm normally, pretty much an open book. All right. So when I do these sessions, they are just an open Q&A. I am here to have conversation with you, answer your questions, help you, and just share my 26 years of knowledge and success with you, in the hopes that it will help you kind of avoid some of those roadblocks, avoid some of those headaches and the things that you just don't understand is make you want to throw all this away. All right. I'm here to help kind of ease some of those frustrations. Some of the things that you guys stress over, you're stressing over trying to make it work, and it will never work, because that thing that you're trying to do can't be done in the program that you're using, the printer that you're using, the method that you're using. It's just not possible. But we tend to think that, we're creative, we're going to make this work, and it's not. So you end up frustrating yourself trying to do something that is virtually impossible. All it takes is a quick question, and someone can let you know, yes, this is how you can do this, or guide you in the right direction. Okay, well, it can, but not this way. You have to do X, Y, and Z. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is interact with us and post your questions in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Okay. This is not like a pre-lesson and pre-planned out. I do that in my classes within my online academy. Here, I'm here to help you in real time with the issues that you have. Y'all remember back in the day when your mamas and your dads would say, I got my education, you got to get yours. I know how to design. Y'all got to learn how to design. I know printers. I know how to, like today, I didn't stress over it. I didn't have to go to a Facebook group. Oh my gosh, what's going on with my printer? When I went to print out this morning, where is it? Damn it, it's way over there. I feel like I want to go get it. I went to go print out for a Sublimation print. It was coming out. Mind you, I cut this paper. It was a 38-inch print. But I'm all like, when print first come out, because you can't really see it. So once it starts to come out, I always take a peek at it. And I saw that the color was like all like, I don't know, it was like sprayed out, and it was like all this extra color, and it was lines in like, oh, no. We're gonna go ahead and cancel you. So then I did the nozzle check, which I normally do like before at the beginning of the day. If I'm going to print, before I print, I do a nozzle check. I did not do it because I was in a bit of a rush. But then that came out looking crazy, so I did a nozzle check. This is what my nozzle check looked like, right? So some people, they'll see this and not know what to do, and they're just like, they're in a group. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Can somebody help me? What's wrong with my printer? Some people don't even show this. Like, this is, if you have a question about your printer, my colors are off. I have lines. This should accompany your post. This should accompany your post. Something like this, whether it's like you did it once or twice, did you do a print head cleaning? That should accompany your post, not just go into panic mode. So I saw that, okay, I always do one print head cleaning because sometimes it just needs a little, just needs to be cleaned out a little bit. So I did the one print head cleaning. And as you can see, it was my black and my magenta. I had one line in my cyan. See? Black, magenta, one line in my cyan. This was from my Canon. Told y'all, wake up in the morning. Well, whenever I'm about to use a printer for the first time during that day, I normally do a nozzle check. This was from last week from my Canon. And I just reused the same paper over and over and over and over. Well, you can use up to 4 times. So then I did the print head cleaning, and this is the results that I got, right? Wait a minute. The yellow is there. It looks like it's not, but it is. It's like, why in the hell did the cyan now mess up? Did my little push air. Boom. Once we did that, this is what we then got. I didn't panic because I know the steps to troubleshoot for a printer. I know the steps to correct issues for a printer. If you take the time to learn from someone who knows about printers and can actually help, and you're asking those questions, and you write down the instructions so that the next time it happens, you don't panic, it makes your life a little bit easier, okay? So I said all of that to give you guys time to post your questions. You do not have to wait for me to finish answering a question thank you guys so much. We're already up at 1,000 likes. Let's try and get to 2,000. You don't have to wait for me to answer a question to post your question. I normally scroll through to find any ones that I have missed. So go ahead and post your questions. If you are just joining, go ahead, drop a hey, how you doing? Let us know where you are watching from. Tag a friend, share it out, please. And then let us know what you do in the creative space. And after you've done all of that, then go ahead and post your question. Now, if you are going to ask me a question, you have to share, please, okay? If you are going to ask me a question and I'm about to help you freely, the payment for that free help is a share. If you are going to ask a question, the payment for this free help that I'm about to give you is a share, okay? Please don't lie. Let me know that if you post a question, I'm going to ask you, did you share it? Make sure you share so I should see some, okay? All right. So I see your question over here. There's a few over here. First was that Sarah Beth, don't go anywhere. Hello, Felicia. Thank you for hopping on from Atlanta. Give me 1 second. We're going to come to your question. We had a few over here first. Thank you so much for the share. You guys can even just copy the link. That counts. All right. So I do a lot of sublimation and embroidery mostly. Other crafts for fun, just exploring money-making options. Hey, incredible greetings. Welcome in. Hello. Hey, Professor. I'm still here waiting for you to purchase a scan and cut. Won't be doing that. Sorry, won't be doing that. Hey, oh my God, Javaya. Girl, you was it. I tried to call you too, okay? When I get off of this, I'm going to call you because I can't see it on here. But that post, fire. The column, fire. But there was something that you did, and I'm just like, no, it's helping somebody else. It's not helping you. I'm going to call you, girl. As soon as I get off, okay? If I don't call you, you call me, all right? Because I might get off when it's time to get that kid a bath. So we got to talk. I try to call you though. Yeah, I can't help you on that one, friend. I'm sorry. I'm not. Now, if they happen to send me one for free, of course, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to learn it. Okay. Same way I did with the Caesar, which I need to do more videos on that, but I only go to that when I need to use large vinyl. And I actually still haven't done a print and cut on it. I'm going to do it because I have to test the DTV now that I have a dye-based printer. But yeah, Brother Scan and Cut, sorry, I can tell you right now, unless it is sent to me, I won't be able to help you. She says, I may need to talk to you before I throw my ET4800 away. One is great. One is acting a fool, refuses to print magenta. I've taken it apart, pushed fluid through, cleaning. Yeah, once you do that, there's really no saving it. Like, that's the thing. EcoTank printers are not the greatest when it comes to maintenance. Like, they're good. I noticed I didn't say great. They are good. Like the ones that you guys are using, the 2800s, 4800s, 27s, 15,000, 8550s, they're good when they're working. But once they're not working, they are not very nice. It's not user friendly. It can be a pain in the ASS. You will feel like you have wasted money, and it is a $200, $400, $600 paperweight because they are not an easy fix. You literally have to be a full-on technician to basically refurbish that thing in order to get it back working. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's see. I skipped a whole question. I'm trying out my first laser printer using Forever Laser Dark and White Toner. Not loving it after it washes. Starts beautiful, then looks wrinkly. HTV Ront, Summation, HTV the same. Is that normal or should I be doing something different? Was it a large print or was it something a little bit okay, perfect example. This is a solid image. If this was really, really big, it does not matter what method it is. If it was sublimation, because sublimation goes into the fabric. If it was anything topical, if it was vinyl, if it was a screen print transfer, a DTF transfer, if it was white toner, because it is solid, once it's washed, it will be wrinkled. Anybody that's in Creative Lounge, we literally just talked about this because we talked about the 12 ways to 15 ways to make apparel, because I kind of broke it down a little bit more. So it's like 15 ways that you can decorate apparel. And that's one of the things that we talked about is the differences between having a design that's like, ooh, Jesus, I'm ashy. A design that has movement and mobility, it's spaces in between, stuff like this. And when you have a solid design and the size that you make it and how washing affected. If you're not a part of the Creative Lounge, you are missing out on some amazing trainings, teachings, lessons. The Creative Lounge is where it's at. We literally just talked about this and I broke it all down, understanding just how your design will be affected by washing, depending on how it's set up. Great lessons. We just did that one Thursday and Friday. You have access to, once you get into the lounge, I'm still uploading them, but you will have access to the playbacks of each and every session. We just had a session this morning, all about DTF. And I mean, I broke it down. Information that I will guarantee you're not hearing, you're not finding on any YouTube video, any TikTok video talking about DTF. I know of people that have been to even the expo that they have for DTF, and when I've talked to her about DTF, she's like, They don't even talk about this at the expo. Like I showed, even though they don't have DTF printers, for them to understand what happens once you send your DTF print to a vendor, I showed them exactly how they selected and they're adding the colors, how they're saving it, and why your prints look like X, Y, and Z. How it looks when you're saving it from different programs. We literally went over that for 2 hours this morning. Crave Lounge is where it's at. Okay. It's a monthly subscription. It is a subscription, either monthly, quarterly, or annually. You can sign up. Okay. But if it's something solid like this, especially with white toner cracks. Man, it's a good thing. Like, it's the crazy that you're bringing up like laser printing a toner. My cousin left here because she came down for a funeral, and so when she was leaving, I saw the obituary, and so I asked her just to kind of see it. And that's the thing with like toner, it can crack, like even on paper, especially when you're using the harder like cover stock, not just your regular paper. On regular paper, you may not see it crack as much, but when you use cardstock or cover stock in the heavier paper, when you fold it, you start to see that color cracking. Has anybody here ever had a laser print, and when you fold it, you start to see the paper, you start to see white and cracking? That's how toner prints are. It's no different just because you're doing it, you're using a white toner. It's a really expensive printer. Toner will crack. It has a higher chance of cracking than inkjet won't crack because of it's inkjet. So that one you have to worry about cracking. But toner is topical on everything that you put it on. And as you fold your pages and things, especially thicker papers, it will crack. And when you're doing the like the white toner transfers and you're doing the A and B, and now you're adding that adhesive on the back, it can crack. So it is very much so normal. So, girl, I already knew it was solid. You ain't have to tell what I'm telling you. I know your issue just in people mentioning certain things. I know exactly what your issue is. When you tell me what's happening, I already know what your issue is. Baby, I knew it was solid. You ain't have to tell me that. I just wanted to explain it to you. Okay? I knew it was solid. All right. So over here with sublimation, how can I make it more vibrant? My cups are great. So you're having issues. So if your cups are great and they are coming out vibrant, what media are you having issues with when it comes to sublimation? Because then I go and say, okay, I mean, one would say your settings, which that's not always the case. I use plain paper setting, and I'm still getting this right here is printed with plain paper setting. And do you see how vibrant and saturated those colors are? So it's not going to be a matter of, okay, well, you need to increase more ink. Nope. You're going to get highly saturated images and vibrant images as long as you're doing sublimation correctly. You're not overheating it. You're not pressing it for too long. And you are putting it on good quality material. Oh, let me see. I don't know if he's awake. Makai Jeremiah. All right. Can you bring me the mug that's on the dining room table, please? And knock on the door before you come in because my camera's pointed right at the door. Sorry. I heard the door crack. I was going to be the little person. And then MJ told him, Zion, don't go in there. Okay, let's see. I see a question here. She says, I'm vending and freezing. Is it an outdoor location? Yo, ma'am, are you ever, I mean, I don't know if you have a desire to like teach or just maybe if you don't even do it on your own, would you ever be interested in like just talking? Because you are the one person that I know that I'm gonna say I know personally, but I mean, we interact a lot online. Like I've never met you, but I don't know of a lot of people that do a lot of vending and have success. Like you, to me, are like in my world, the like if I ever wanted to do any type of vending, like I'm gonna hop in your inbox, your DMs, hop in your inbox. Okay, are there any tips or pointers that you can give me? Because it's gonna be my first time doing it, because I feel like you're killing the game when it comes to working these vendor events. And I've seen like the change and the elevation, like just in your setup, the equipment that you bring, because I remember before, like you would have the oven, but I think now you're using more so like tumbler presses instead of the ovens, or do you still take your oven there? But I think that you're like the authority to me, especially when it comes to tumblers. Go ahead, Papa. Wait, there it goes. Thanks. All right. Especially all things tumblers, I think like you are the bee's knees. This is a mug. Fully sublimated mug. Plain paper, bright white. No premium matte for this. And look at the colors. So it's just about proper technique. Let me pull it back because the light is making it so y'all probably can't appreciate the colors. All right, so let's see. I was covering the composition notebooks, a yellow one. So to do these, should your image be more of an all over color so the words from your original notebook doesn't show through? Yes. If you have a lot of open areas, like a lot of white, it is going to show through. There are some people that will put white paper down, or like put a plain sticker sheet down first and then put their printed one to make it more opaque and which you can't see through it. But pretty much all of those adhesive papers you will see through, which is one of the reasons why I actually prefer to use my roll-in and use actual vinyl, because you can't see through it like that. So I prefer to use actual vinyl because it's definitely a different feel. But when you're using the inkjet vinyl sticker sheets or like label paper, yes, you are going to see part of that background design come through. The busier the design is, the less that you're going to see that. But when you have that area where it says like composition book or whatever, like that label part, you're going to see the background through that. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tapping in from Atlanta. Wow, those are all the questions we have? Yes, you get access to all of the previous playbacks, and you get to attend the live sessions as well. This week, our morning sessions are only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we have a design challenge on Wednesday, and then we have, what session do we have this week? Hold on, let me get the calendar. So this week we have the design challenge on Wednesday, and then Thursday we have the Are You Ready for an E-commerce website discussion, and then on Saturday we have we discuss website platforms: Shopify, Wix, PayHip, Stand Store, Gumroad, like all of those different things. Having a hosted site, like me, I like all of my stuff is technically like I can have a standalone site, but I also have them connected to my Shopify. I use what's called SiteGround. So we're going to talk all things like actual website or e-commerce platforms on Saturday at 11 a.m. And on Thursday the 17th at 6:30 p.m. it is a discussion on, are you even ready for e-commerce? Everyone should have a web presence. You can have a standalone like web page, landing page that just talks about your business, give information on it, how to contact you, what are your services. Like everyone should have a web presence outside of social media. Anyone that is in business, even if it's as a side hustle, should have a web presence. Doesn't have to be e-commerce, just a web presence that at least you should secure your domain. You don't have to have an LLC. You don't have to have an official business to secure a domain. I have a shitload of domains I pay for every single year. Okay. Ideas that I have, I create domains for them. So I got a whole bunch of them in like different names, and send myself emails to like, with those business names. So I just kind of document the date that I came up with that. And, it's a whole process. But everyone should have a domain and a web presence. But e-commerce is different. You can have a successful like side hustle. You're not quite ready. You don't have like this influx of orders. If you put a system together, you can still take your orders via your email, your like actually speaking with customers, writing things down. Some people want to make it seem like that's not professional, that's outdated. But for what most of us do, when in the fact that you are customizing and you are offering a service and not a product, it's important to be able to communicate with your customers what you need. So everything's not going to be just an online transaction, because it's not something that is static and it's the same for everyone. You still have to have that conversation with them. Yes, you would like for people to find you, and having a web presence makes it to where they could potentially find you. But when they find you, how are they contacting you? Are they going to send you an email? Are they going to give you a call? Can they text message you? They have to still be able to contact you. Unless you have a product and it's just, okay, go on here and just order this thing that says these words that look like this. I can put this, I can advertise this, I can put it on a website, I can have a listing for this, because this would be a product. There is nothing customized about it. I don't have to add a name to it. I don't have to make it a certain color. I don't have to make it a specific size. This would be the equivalent of a product. Okay. And you can have a website where you're just going to you're going to show it, you're going to direct them to it for them to order this. You will process the order. But when you have to figure out a name, a color, a size, that is not a product. That is a service. And you need to have a way for them to communicate with you their request. Okay. Let's see. So for that's what we're going to go over on the 17th. The 21st, low cost marketing strategies. The 22nd, we're going to do a demo of the exact same design in 3 to 4 different programs. The 23rd is another design challenge. We don't have, actually the 22nd, I'm going to leave that day. Then we don't have anything. I was supposed to be at Impressions, but I was scared with all these storms brewing up. I was like, I don't want to get stuck, and I don't want to have to pay for something. And then like, now I have to go through all this stuff for tickets. I'm like, this is the worst time to have that in the middle of hurricane season. So yeah, I decided I'm not taking that chance. And then we have another design challenge on the 30th, and then the open lounge on the 31st. Okay. Let's see. The young lady that does vendor events, her name is Keita. I think on here it's still Keita Tumblers also, because she has her regular name over here. But if you search Keita, Keda Tumblers, I'm not sure if the name changed, but that's how I found her. Keita Tumblers. I need to join this for sure. So the Creative Lounge, for what you get, I promise you you'll definitely get a return on your investment. It's not a large investment, guys. I told you I'm gonna start quoting stuff in like the stuff that you buy in store. Let's see, $25 will be the equivalent of getting what? I know for me, that would be, well, right now, frappes at Wawa's is $3 and $4. And that's when I get in trouble. So I'm trying to only get them like once a week, like on Saturday, something like that, like on the weekend. Because when their frappes go to $3 and $4, that's when I get in trouble. But the regular cost of my large one is what, like $7? So that would be like 4 of those. So if I was someone that was going every single like day, if you're someone that goes and gets coffee every single day, and it averages about $7. If you just decided to not go get your coffee at least one day every single week, sacrifice it. One day you're not getting coffee, you can pay the monthly membership to be in the Creative Lounge. The first month, if you're going to do a monthly, is $36.50. And if you have it where it's automatically coming out, it's $25.63 every month thereafter. You can try it out for 3 months and you're going to get a savings. You can do $73.65. That'll lock you in for 3 months. If you do it just paying it monthly, like you want it to come from your PayPal, it's not an auto renewal. You have to redo that every single month at $36.50. So really affordable. And we have, November's lineup. I'm actually probably going to put the schedule out for November, probably the end of this week, so y'all can see what's in store for November. Okay. We have plenty of evening classes. It's just that our Monday is at 10:30. Wednesday is at 6:30 p.m. Thursday, because I don't know what I was thinking. That one, the 2 days we had was at 6:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, it's at 11:30 a.m. Can't give up my entire Saturday. But most of the sessions are in the evening. Our Essentials of Silhouette Studio was in the evening. We have a lot of evening classes. Now, anything past that, I have a family. I have young kids. They got to be put to bed. Zion Imani has epilepsy. He takes medicine at 8 o'clock. We try to make sure that, it's not always like on one person. Remember that he gets his medicine. So it's harder for me to do late night classes, like starting at 8 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast. So me starting at 8 o'clock is a little bit harder, but I have 6:30 classes. And I've asked a question about time frames, and when y'all don't answer, hey, so if it was enough people and they're like, okay, well, I need it to be a little bit later, maybe I could have done one or like a class or two starting at like maybe 8:30 after we make sure that he has his medication. But when I ask that question, y'all don't speak up. So it's on my time, the time that works best for me, because when I ask y'all don't say nothing. So but the link is in the description. It's the first or second link, and it says Creative Lounge. It takes you right to our 365 Creative Academy website, and you can enroll there, and you will get immediate access to all of the playbacks that are there. And I have about 3 or 4 that I have to upload. So we're working on getting those uploaded. Okay. The lounge is for anyone. We have a few people, and the first thing she said, she's like, I'm not looking to turn this into a business. I just want to, gather as much information. We have pro calls. They get to ask me questions every single morning. We have a pro call. They get to ask different questions. They got to watch me work and just kind of see the process for different things. So no, you don't have to be an entrepreneur in order to join the Creative Lounge. That's why it's not called entrepreneurs. It's just creative. Everyone that wants to do anything creatively, you are more than welcome to join the lounge. Hello, my fellow South Floridian. I have 2 sub printers and 1 laser. Silhouette, what is 1 machine or printer you would add to feel completely ready to make just about anything if I had to choose? Okay, so I think on a smaller scale, I really do have all of the printers that I would need other than my white toner. So my white toner would serve as my laser printer. That's like the next thing I want to be able to get. I'll tell you, like the other printer that I want that I don't have at all would be a DTG. I have no desire to do like full on DTF, and with DTG, you can still do DTF prints if I needed to, because they just have the static mag or something like that, whatever, that you can put the film on and just do one sheet at a time. It's not roll to roll. But I want a Echo 2 DTG printer, because on a smaller scale, I have all the things, right? So I have sublimation printers. I have 2, used to be 3. I have pigment ink printers, 2 Epson ones. I have a dye-based printer, which is my Canon Pixma. I have a large format pigment ink printer, which is my TC, Canon TC20. I have an eco solvent printer, which is my Roland BN20. And I have thermal printers, my Rolos. So I kind of have a little bit of everything when it comes to printers. Heat presses, I have two Hotronics, 16 by 20s, and I have a auto press. So I don't really need another one of those. I like an oven for my tumblers. Unless I was doing on site, I would need a tumbler press. But with how I operate my business right now, with doing everything kind of like in-house, and then they're just like shipping out or picking up, a regular oven, my regular large that I make things, like, at my mom's house, making Thanksgiving in, like Thanksgiving dinner, making pizzas in that same oven, not convection, just a regular conventional oven is my, like, that's what I prefer to make tumblers and mugs in. So I don't have a desire to really get a tumbler press. So outside of that, then I'm at a point where my next purchases would be to scale. So I'm not sure if my answer would really help if you're not in a position to scale and you're just trying to figure out, just to kind of try out some things, because everything that I would get, like I said, getting the DTG will be more about scaling, to be able to do like some one-offs and things like that. Especially for prototypes for companies, and when they want to see samples of their shirts, I might order transfers to be able to make it easier to do. But when I'm doing prototypes, I want that for efficiency, and I would like a 44 or larger eco solvent or latex printer. And I would like, I guess, to me, that's still scaling. At some point, I would like a UV printer, like a large flatbed UV. Oh, CNC router. But again, these are all scaling up, where I would need a large, space for these, because these are big equipment. There's nothing else that I would actually purchase for an in-home setup. Everything that I want now is, I need a full-on workspace, like a full-on workshop, warehouse type situation, because I want a CNC router. I want a flatbed UV printer. Laser, I'm not really, I mean, I can take it or leave when it comes to a laser, but a CNC router, a UV printer, a 44-inch or larger solvent or latex printer, DTG, yeah, and my white toner. Those would be the ones. Oh, well, again, large scale. My laser printer would be what's called a digital press. So it's still a laser printer, but it would have all of the finishings and like to be able to create booklets and things like that. Because I have, so I don't have a cinch. I do want a small one. I have a big industrial notebook maker. I want the little cute cinch. I do want that one. But a digital press, which is like the big laser one, that way I can print my obituaries in-house instead of outsourcing them. And I have a large heavy duty paper cutter that will cut through, 25, 50 sheets at a time and not have it shift. I would want the automatic version of that. So that's why I said all the equipment that I want, I have all of the in-house, in-home starter like versions of them. I now want machines to scale. Okay. Hey, welcome. Oh, I didn't even see that. Outside of sewing machine, tumbler press, heat presses, yeah. All of mine will be to scale. Let's see. She says, don't change the time. I don't always get to participate in the morning, so the 6 in the evenings are great. Does the Canon and the F570 print the same size? So there are two different printers though. So an F570 would be a sublimation printer, which is that's a 24-inch sublimation printer. The Canon TC20 cannot be used for sublimation. It is just a pigment ink printer, just like a regular printer, printing posters onto like glossy paper, calendar vinyl, things of that nature. And the TC20 is a 24-inch wide printer as well. It takes 24-inch media, but your max print size is like 22. And also when it comes to not being able to watch live, as long as you're disciplined. So if I can catch up to it, I would like to be able to have the, hold on. That was my sister calling to make sure. I told y'all 8 o'clock. We be on it. Zani on his medicine. We got a village to make sure that he has his medicine to try and minimize seizures. So my sister literally calls me at 8 o'clock. She has it on her phone. An alarm goes off and she calls me to make sure that her nephew gets his medicine. So my god sister. But yeah, so I can't really put it the same night, but so if you go and let's say 48 hours later, you would have to be disciplined and not be like, okay, well, like I know some people want the class at a certain time for accountability. That way they show up. But if you set your own schedule when it's convenient for you, so even if you can't watch the one that came on today, maybe you can watch the previous session or the one from like next week. You will set a time to say Wednesday at 8 p.m., Wednesday at 9 p.m. You know, your time is your time to study. Give yourself an hour. Now, some of our classes are hours, some of them are 2 hours long. So you may have to break that up. I would say give yourself at least 2 hours for each one of our classes, but you may have to break that up. But you have to be disciplined to go and watch that playback and actually take action on whatever it is that you, if it's something that was to like you're learning to be able to go and do something, or taking notes so that you are, storing that information for future reference. But you have to be disciplined to do that. Just because you cannot attend the live session, the playback, you can fast forward. You can pause. If I talk too fast or I kind of went past something, you need to go back. Playbacks are where it's at, really. I mean, because you have more control over your learning when you're watching the playbacks. So don't let the fact that you cannot attend live be the reason why you don't enroll in these opportunities, into these programs, because playbacks is where it's at, because you definitely get more control. It does take a village, child. It takes a village. Any questions? Any silhouette related questions? Specific printer, heat press. Heat press wise, I will say that I want to get the platens for my Hottronics, because there are some times where I'm like, oh my god, this platen is way too big to do some of the smaller items. So I do want to get, there's a couple different ones. Before I used to want all the things, but I don't really do a lot of like, I don't do a lot of can coolers, so it makes no sense for me to get the one where you can put like 6 or 8 can coolers. I mean, technically I can just put them on the edge of the heat press, but I don't really do shoes. I don't want that one, but a lot of like just the regular platen, smaller, to be able to drape kids' clothes and not have lines of demarcation on and stuff like that, and not have the collars in the way. I do want those, and like the really, really small one to do pocket designs. Okay, wait, I got one more. I know you said not heat presses, but I do want the Hottronics like Fusion IQ hat press with the heated bottom. I do want that one. That's one of the next things I do want. No, it is not under, if you're looking for it on shop, you're not going to find it. In the description of this video is a direct link to it. It is on the, you have to go to all courses when you're on the Academy site. So 365 Creative Academy, and go to all courses, and you're going to see Creative Lounge. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Present, share, entire screen, share. So you go to all courses. I'm going to change the main page, But you go to all courses and bam, it's right there. This is where you go to enroll in the Creative Lounge. But the link should take you right to this page. She says, I am not disciplined because life be life. Life is a lovely mess. No judgment. So definitely don't judge me. As I said, some people want the accountability of this is when this class is scheduled. So I want to show up at that time, because outside of that, they probably won't go into their dashboard. And that's like, I'm learning to be disciplined. I have a program, I guess you would say, like, it's not really a coaching program. I don't even know what to call it, but I have to set time. And that's when, like, if I'm doing something, I treat it like a podcast, and I leave my notebook that's specifically for that particular training, or that program, I guess you would say. And I would keep my notebook for it. And if I'm listening to it and something catches my attention, I will pause it and rewind it to, like, write those notes and stuff down. But I have to do that too. So while I'm sitting, I will try to listen to those, especially if I'm caught up on podcasts. I don't watch a lot of TV now. There are certain shows that me and my husband, we will watch together. And more so like on the weekends. That's kind of like my free time, more so is the weekend. So like this morning, I was telling them I had to rush this morning, and you were you on that call, and I had to make the shirt. I had to rush to finish a Sublimation shirt because I was supposed to make it yesterday because I knew she needed it for today. But me and Even were watching Law and Order, and I got caught up, and then I went to sleep. So I'm like, okay, I have to remember when I have something to do, but normally the weekend is my time to kind of like chillax and catch up on certain things. Like I need to catch up on Reasonable Doubt. I need to catch up on Chicago because I'm like way behind on that sucker. So I only have a small window to catch up on those things during the daytime when I'm just working. I'm normally listening to like the playbacks of, because the stuff that I listen to now, like the programs I'm in, they're not really like, like for designing and take action type stuff. It's like, I say motivation, but it's like directives, or like, it's like just giving you like suggestions on things that you can do. It's thought-provoking conversations to make you think. I take notes and stuff. Like it's action that I would have to figure out the action that I need to take. So it's not like when I'm doing a phone board and we're actually cutting the phone board. It's not like when I'm doing Essential Studio and we are, learning subtract. We're learning make compound path. We're learning how to trace. We're learning those edit points, and I want you to follow along. So the trainings that I'm in at this point in my entrepreneurship journey is a lot of like informational than it is like learning to do something like a actual physical thing. Let's see. I'm looking to do wrapping paper with my TC20. What I don't do wrapping paper. I could not answer that for you. That's it's certain things I don't see the value in it. I really don't find value in printing custom wrapping paper. I'm going to buy whatever they have in the store. Stuff like that is just, even like just for my kids, it's not really worth my time. I've made custom bows for my kids because I wanted to, like I'll mix it with regular wrapping paper. I have made custom ribbon, like Sublimation. I would probably never sell that. I would just make it for myself, but just to make custom wrapping paper, even for my kids, I just don't see that happen. I know I did the one before with Sublimation, and it was glitter. So that to me was a little bit different because it was like a glittery, situation. But just to make just regular wrapping paper, yeah, I'm most likely not. But other people, they were just using regular wrapping paper and putting it through their printers and just printing on that. So I would say just go to the store and get some of the white wrapping paper and see if it'll work. Let's see. I have your color chart. When I sub them, the numbers are too small for my old eyes. And so it's, can you use a drop? Yes, that's what I recommend doing is you're using the color chart just to identify the color. I recommend, that's why all of them are labeled chart 1, chart 2, chart 3, chart 4, or whatever it is. So when you're looking on, you know what chart it is, like which row and whatever. You're just going to go through and you can either, so you can do it one of two ways. you can have it printed out from your regular printer on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Keep that, as a log, and you're going to print that out. You'll be able to see those numbers. So you can do it that way, where you'll look at it on something, but use the larger print to see the numbers. Or easiest way in Silhouette Studio, it's saved. That's something that I actually saved to my library because it's easier to open it up. And when I need to sample a color, I open that in a new window. I go in, I sample that color, and then I fill it in. I don't even care about the hex code. I'm just sampling that, and then I'm going to go to the other page because it's saved in your recent, and I'll just fill it in. So you can do it either way. No, there's no, you guys can literally ask as many questions as you want. If everybody else is not answering questions, make it your own personal one-on-one session. Like, hey, it's fine. As long as you have, I forgot to ask, did you share the video though? Hopefully you've shared the live video, if you're asking questions and you're getting answers. But if no one else, if out of all the platforms I'm on, if the 52 people don't want to ask questions and it's just you, ask all the questions that you want. Hey, that's them. That's not taking advantage of the situation. So with the one more question, what is the difference between the quarter to quarter one? So it's automatic. So the ones that have like the free trial too, is just like you kind of try it out. With those, it will be automatic. With the other one, it's like I want to just try it out. I don't want it to auto renew. So all of the ones that have like extra words and stuff to it, they will auto renew. The monthly one, that's $36.50, and it will auto renew at $25, whatever. It will auto renew. All the other ones are just a one-time thing, and you have to go in and actually renew it yourself. I tried the different print settings for the issue I'm having 710. The setting that comes closest is manage color. Oh, see, you're printing from Photoshop. I don't often print from that. So as soon as you said printer manages colors, I don't print from Photoshop. So I don't have, I print from Silhouette Studio most times, because they're like, then there becomes all of these things like the different, I don't know if you've maybe changed your it's gonna come to me, your color profile. There we go. Which one does it say? Does it say the RGB one? Does it say something else? So like all these things are variables that anyone can change. Is the printer managing colors? Is the, what all these different settings. I don't print from Photoshop. Most times I'm printing from Silhouette. The things I do have to print from Photoshop lately is like when I'm sending large banner prints to the Canon, I have to just save that as a PDF, open it in Photoshop, and then just send it to print from there, because for some reason it keeps shutting down my Silhouette Studio when I try and print large banners to the TC20 from Silhouette. Like if I just do like a regular like print or whatever, like I did like the cutouts, but when it's a full like print, it was acting stupid. So I had to send those. But Sublimation, I'm normally printing from Silhouette. So all of those settings, printers, manager colors, or this, and changing the color profile and all of that, I don't deal with all of that. Oh, wait, I even blocked you. What happened? Oh, I'm live. Oh, you're not, MJ, you have on clothes. I'm live. What happened? Dinner ready? I'm on live. Huh? Okay. All right. I'm about to wrap it up. But yeah, that will be the only thing. Like I don't print from Photoshop. So some of those settings, like I would need to see all of your settings. I print occasionally from there, but not very often, because there are so many variables. I would need to see all of your settings, because you see when I do settings, it's just like that. So now, like with Photoshop, when you go to preferences, you're setting it to how I may set mine, but then you also have that other set of, and I'm sorry, this is probably so loud. Sometimes I listen to my playbacks and I have to rush to turn it down because it's too loud for damn me. Okay, wait, what's going on over here? Why is it not print? Yeah, so when you have Photoshop manage, printer manage, and then the printer profile, whether or not it says like the RGB, does it say Epson, IJ07? And then you have normal, is it relative color chromatic, color metric? Is it perceptual? Is it saturation? Is it absolute? Like there's now all of these different settings that's going to affect your color. And anybody got time for that? It's real simple for me from Silhouette. So I just print from Silhouette Studio. Because then, yeah, like I said, you have to worry about all that stuff. Hey, welcome in. All right, last call because y'all heard it's dinner time. Last call. Last call for any questions. And I recommend when you're testing out, like, I mean, I test out printing. So when I want to know how something comes out, I'm printing in different settings. So there's times where ICM gives me a better color, like for certain things, like if I have whites in there and silver, sometimes ICM gives you a better color. Sometimes automatic, if I'm bringing in something that was designed somewhere else and I'm just bringing it into Silhouette Studio, a lot of times automatic works better than RGB. When I'm designing, because I have my color charts printed out in Adobe RGB, that is normally the best thing for me to print from because that's what my color chart is based off of. So you can try automatic, print it smaller, put at the bottom of it, type it as far as like exactly what the setting is and test it out. I do a lot of testing. I've shown shirts where I've had like of the same exact print and it's on there a bunch of different times because I'm testing different settings. I'm taking notes on certain colors, how it came out, it did this, it did that, because there will be times where certain settings work better for certain images. So I have a Cameo 4 in the box. Do you have a video to set up? I have a Cricut machine. Yes, we've done a few videos where I've basically just walked through it. Setting up the machine is, like, to be honest, there's no setup. You put the blade in there, depending on like, what setting. So I'll tell you this, unlike the Cricut, it does not like, well, I'm not going to say that. You're probably using an auto blade. Most people that get it and they're using, I don't use an auto blade. So with using the auto blade, all you do is just put it in there. You just want to make sure that you push it all the way down. There's no break between like the neck of the blade and the locking mechanism. You lock it in place. So when you go to cut, I personally don't use the cut settings on there. I do have a class called First Cuts that goes through like explaining the cut settings that you can kind of create your own. But you can try it out, especially if you're just doing like vinyl and you're just going to do like, just trying out maybe like 65-pound cardstock. Those settings end up working and it will jump to the blade number. I'm a manual girl. I use manual settings, so I set mine. When you're loading your mat, there is a colored line on it. And there's like little arrows. So there's 2 arrows. There's a colored line. Your mat goes to the back of that line or your media. That's really the only thing that you need to know. It's the up button to load it up. But I've done some videos. I can't tell you like exactly like which ones, like, specific ones that I've done because it's been a while since I've done like the machine ones, because those are normally it's pretty straightforward. The first button is to load. The second one is to unload. I think probably the hardest one would be your setting up the Bluetooth. I mean, I think some people find that to be, you just have to know your computer. That's not really a Silhouette thing. That's knowing how to, use your computer to tell it to find Bluetooth things around you. And that one, I have not had to set up a new one for Bluetooth in years. So that video is really, really old. Like that video is when I first got it. So that video is probably like 3-4 years old, somewhere in there when I first got the Cameo 4. And that was the only time I had to connect Bluetooth, because other than that, everything else is hardwired in. But we do have a challenge. Like, what? It's not really a challenge. I don't like that word because it's not. I mean, I want to challenge you guys to get it out of the box. So I guess challenge, but I don't want it to be, because I've seen a lot of challenges, and it's not really like doing the thing in the session. Oh, they got Christmas lights up already. Well, golly, I feel behind. But I want you guys to, especially those, they're still in the box, and just go through the process. And when I do it, I literally go through all of the machines, because some people still have Cameo 2s in the box. Some people still have Cameo 3s in the box. So I normally go through like all of them. Be on the lookout for that one. It is coming in November. We're going to have a full session on the machine, because a lot of my trainings is on the program. I can give the machine fairly quickly if you're not really going into a lot of details, like as far as setting it up, real easy. It's going to be the program that you're going to have to get used to. Silhouette Studio is way different than Cricut Design Space. The program, we do have an amazing program to teach you the actual like program, the system, and that is our Essentials of Silhouette Studio. It says learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days because that's like the flagship. If you did not watch any of the refresher, any of the reviews, you could still learn it in 30 days by watching those first sets of videos. But then we had a 13 refresher. You get access to all of those playbacks. Then we had a 10-week review. You get access to all of those playbacks as well. She says maybe we can get, well, if you have a specific question, if you're asking for a refresher, that means that you don't understand something about it, something isn't working. So for that, I would need to, like, from those of you like that who are asking for a refresher, I would need to see specific questions. Because if not, you can just go watch the other video. You don't, if you want, for some of this stuff, if you guys want a refresher, go watch the video that's on YouTube. Nothing's going to change. So I'm waiting to get the 5 because that's going to be something that's new. But for the 4, I've done that. Because I remember when I got it and I chucked that auto blade across the room and it was literally nowhere to be found, or was at the 3. One of them, I chucked the auto blade and I've never seen it since. I hate the auto blade. But there's videos, all the Silhouettes Anonymous, and look for the machine. It is there. I did one with the original Cameo, and I was showing how to load HTV, how to load matte, all of that. The videos are there. Or you want a refresher, go ahead and purchase Silhouette First Cuts. That walks, like, that's a class where everything is all in one. Understanding the machines, understanding the blades, understanding the cut settings. We go through cutting cardstock, cutting vinyl, print and cut. All of that is in Silhouette First Cuts. So if you want a refresher, you can always go back and watch that video, especially if you have if you've already purchased it. Just go back and watch it. Now, we will do the one where I said I'm trying to do it over the course of like 5 days. That will not be a part of that. That will be an additional purchase. But if you just need a refresher, I recommend going back and either searching for the videos on YouTube or purchasing First Cuts, where everything is all in one. Yeah, the auto blade is absolutely horrible. I cannot stand that thing. Hello, incredible greetings. Any idea why corner limit doesn't show in my offset? So it depends on which version you're using. The corner limit one is, I want to say, like one of the higher 4.4 versions, and it's definitely 4.5. If you're using 4.3 and some of the earlier 4.4 versions, you're not going to see that. It was introduced later in 4, and it's definitely in all of the 4.5s. I'm semi-transitioning from Cricut to Cameo and needing to know what to use. If you are on Facebook, you can join our free Facebook group. Post specific question, like something that you're trying to learn from one to the other. If you're wanting to learn the program, I recommend Essentials, but we do have a class that is a Cricut to Cricut Design Space to Silhouette Studio class. And it's set up in a way to where the things that you do in Cricut Design Space that you are familiar with, I show you the equivalent to that. So do you learn Silhouette Studio as a whole in that class? No, because everything that Silhouette Studio can do, the Cricut Design Space cannot. So in that class, Cricut to Silhouette Crossover, I compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So whatever the function is in Cricut, I show the equivalent of that in Silhouette Studio so that that can be your starting point. Anything outside of that, you need essentials or simply just take essentials to learn the program as a whole. Yes, you will have to update, but it's not, I don't find it to be that great though. I mean, I still just use my edit points and move it out. Certain things it works. It only works if your corner is a true corner. If you kind of double click and look at your edit points and there's like 2 or 3 edit points there, it somewhat looks like a corner, but it's really not. Even when you do that, it probably won't give you like a straight corner. That area has to be a true corner in order for that corner limit to work. If it's not, you're still going to run into the same issue where you have to do them manually. So think about that too. You may end up with more issues trying to update just to get that one feature, and it may not be worth it. So think about it. It's like, are you doing a lot of offsetting where you need super, super sharp corners? And it's taking up too much time fixing them. If it is, then go ahead and update so that you can have that feature, as long as you have straight corners. If not, don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. All right, y'all. I am going to go eat, which they've probably already eaten, and I'm probably going to be eating by myself because they have probably already finished their food because that's been a little minute since he came in here. I will see you guys later. You can always post your questions to in our Facebook group if you're watching over on YouTube. In the community, I think it's called community section, there's normally a post there. You can always just comment under one of those posts, whatever your question is. If you are on TikTok, you can always kind of just post a question on any random video and I'll see it and try and answer it for you. Okay. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Oh, because I always forget, and it's not right here. I always forget to show the sublimation paper. If you are someone that does sublimation, it doesn't hurt, guys. I know you may have, oh my gosh, I use A-Sub. I absolutely love it. There's nothing better. I use HTV Bronze. There's nothing better. I use Hippo. There's nothing better. I have this brand. There's nothing better. It's okay. It's only a couple bucks. I promise you it's worth it to at least try it or get the sample pack. Our paper is amazing. 365, 30 seconds. If you are looking for efficiency, 30 seconds, 365 degrees. So you're not going to bake in your craft room, in your workspace. You don't, butcher paper is not required for the top because it doesn't bleed through. So for most applications, you're going to be saving yourself headache in printing out, tearing off butcher paper and using up butcher paper. You don't have to use a lot of ink. Plain paper, bright white, it's going to give you full saturation. My ring light is making this look weird, but I promise you it is black. TikTok can attest to it that is very much so black, and it's not, it looks kind of weird. If I hold it here, you can somewhat see this black, but my ring light definitely makes that look like a weird cup. What is that on there? Oh, I don't know, always something on my mouse pad. Okay, so check it out. That is the website. We have Sublimation ink and paper. Our ink comes in 140 milliliter bottles. You get a lot of bang for your buck. In the EcoTank printers, the tanks are only 70 milliliters. So this will get you 2 full refills. 2 full refills. All right. So check that out. Until next time, guys. Peace. Oh, wait. I use it and I love it. I'm a witness on that bomb paper. Okay. It's the business for real. The paper and the ink is the bomb diggity. Yep. Thank y'all so much. Yes, thank you for the testimonials. Okay. Thank you for the feedbacks. Thank you for the reviews. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Real-time reviews. It's amazing. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ship out. Well, now it's kind of like next day because I'm doing a little bit more. Even's working outside of the house now, so we try and still get them. They may not make it to the post office, so like by the time it gets to the post office, it'll be scanned probably the next day. UPS, post office depends on when they come. It'll be go out the same day, but within 24 hours, for the most part, all your orders are shipped out. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace.